Boom. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru, coming at you with 5 more prospects for the April 2025 NFL Draft. Also, 5 more prospects. So when you actually watch football, it makes the game funner. You can actually look out for these guys and you're like, oh shit, I heard about that guy. Where did I hear about that guy? Oh, right, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. That's right. Wait a second. By far, the best beard on YouTube. Be throwing a lot of defensive tackles at you today and a couple of big linebackers. First kid is Junior Tafuna. Nate Dogg in the house. What's up, man? We talking defense today because we know Dallas needs defense, but this is for all 32 teams this channel is for. But Nate Dogg, good afternoon or good morning, depends what time zone you're in. First kid is defensive tackle Junior Tafuna, Utah. He's a wide body, 6'3", 330. He's had better 2023 tape, in my opinion, than 2024. But 2024 so far, he has like 20 tackles. He even has an interception. But Utah's had a lot of injuries at quarterback, and the defense has been spending a lot of time on the field. Even some people are knocking down their linebacker, Landon Barton, which I gave you a long time ago. But, when someone has 4 or 5 years of tape, you look at 4 or 5 years of tape, and I'm not going to knock down somebody for you have to do more homework, man. Say, why'd you have, what was up with this year? Were you nicked up? I don't have access to people's injuries. Did you have problems at home? Was it grades? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it could be a lot of reasons. But he had better 2023 tape. But he's a wide body to look out for. Listen, don't expect anything in the pass rush. He's just a run stuffer, and that's all you expect. Hold on a sec. We got a very important phone call. Next, another wide body defensive tackle. Warren Brinson, defensive tackle at the University of Georgia, 6'4", 310. He's a run stuffer. Don't expect much out of the passing game with him. Georgia is a lot like Michigan. They rotate their DTs a lot. So they get a lot of kids playing in the games, and a lot of times their stats don't jump off the board at you, but you have to look deeper. One of my top 10 guys, he's defensive tackle / defensive end, Michael Williams for Georgia. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Every time I do a video on my killer, my 100-pound killer, what are you doing? Every time I do a video, my 100-pound killer likes to lick his paw and make noise. What's the matter? Who loves you? Who loves you like Daddy loves you? He's a killer. Let's see, this morning he had a pound of chicken, 2 apples, and a cup of blueberries and a scoop of Greek yogurt. He's like a bodybuilder. So like I said, Michael Williams, he's a Georgia defensive end, defensive tackle. He plays both. I've given you him already. He's going to be a top 10 pick, that kid. He just flip-flops every position. DT, defensive end. He's a one-man crew. He goes up and down the line. Next kid is Deandre, Jules, South Carolina. He's a Pitt transfer. Another big wide body, 6'4", 330 space eater. His stats are not going to jump off at you at the board, They're not going to jump off at you. Number one, bro, I should have went with them, but I didn't, man. I would have went 3-0 last week, but SMU kicked the shit out of Pitt last week, man. They roughed them up. This kid is an older prospect. I can't say why. My video will get flagged, but he is an older prospect. Wink, wink. You got to know. And he's 6'4", 330, space eater out of South Carolina. But he's an older prospect, and he will get marked down for that because, you know, you're probably going to get one contract out of him, maybe more. Who knows? You know, like I said, people, I'm old school. I'm on my third notebook, legit. I'm probably going to be like 4 or 5. If I'm at 3 now, I'm probably going to be like probably 6 notebooks because as of today, we've dropped 425 players as of today. Next kid, defensive tackle out of Arkansas. Excuse me. Sugar-free Gatorade, for those who pay attention. Gregory, defensive tackle, Arkansas. Another wide body, 6'4", 330. 31 tackles, 3 sacks he has. He has very good production for a man that big. Today, like I said, I'm focusing on some defensive tackle space eaters and some linebackers. Next kid, like I said, Eric Gregory. Listen, if he gets you a sack, that's just like the cherry on top of the ice cream. He's more of a run stuffer, in my opinion. Next kid. He caught my eye last year. Yeah, it was crazy. I was watching Charlotte. I forgot who they were playing. But at first, this defensive end caught my eye. This is last year's drafting process. They had a defensive end last year, Charlotte. This kid was a psychopath, straight psychopath. He went to 5 colleges in 5 years. He was fighting the other team. He was fighting his teammates. He was fighting his coaches. This dude, he was a whack job. They called halftime, and legit, like 30 seconds, both teams were walking in the tunnel. Game's not even going on, and they throw a flag. The dude was a psychopath. But this kid caught my eye. He's a Charlotte transfer, and he's playing also for South Carolina. Demetrius Knight, South Carolina. He's on the bigger side, bro. 6'2", 245. 245 to 250-ish, this kid is. I like my linebackers big. Everyone has a preference. Give me one skinny one that can cover the pass, and I want 2 monsters to stop the run. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm traditional. So far, this kid has 47 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. At Charlotte last year, he had double-digit tackles. At Charlotte, he had 100 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 2 sacks. Went up and transferred, went up in competition. He's at South Carolina now, the Gamecocks. That's a cool baseball hat also. And he's still producing. So that's what you want to see when a player goes up in competition. You want to see him do as good or better. And then when you see a player go down in competition by transferring, you want to see that player dominate. Because if you come from, there's a kid I gave you, man. He's a guard center from Jacksonville State. I think I gave him a while ago, man. Like I said, I'm at 425 players already. So I apologize if I would have 425 players off the top of my head, but I gave you already him a breakdown of him. Everyone's going nuts over this kid. I believe he's at Jacksonville State. But yet, like, he like sat on the bench at Alabama for like 3 to 4 years and did nothing, and then he transfers to a. He's also on the smaller side. But what I'm trying to say is he transferred down and he's dominating, but he did absolutely nothing at a higher level. That doesn't impress me, people. I'm sorry. Someone like that is to me, that's an undrafted free agent. Or you want to take a late round flyer on him, knock yourself out. Listen, everybody, going to give you people channels to rock with because they're all cool and they tell you like it is. You got Cowboys Up podcasting. You got the Frisco Report with Joe Rod and Mike. They're usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays. You got Fifth Quarter Cowboys. He does Freaky Fridays and What the F Mondays. We got Cowboys Champs. We have OG himself, Cowboys Fiend. We got 1980s Cowboys. Then we got Hollywood's newest up-and-coming actor, Ishan. You can check them out at Paladonian Films.production, and that's also his YouTube channel. Because we all tell you like it is. We have no agenda. I have zero desire to be friends with players. Zero. I have zero desire to work for the Dallas Cowboys. I want you to win Super Bowls. That's it. And the group I rock with, it's a very different. What's good about it is it's a variable age range. Everyone's a different age range. So you have different we look at it. Some of the older dudes look at it from a different angle than some of the younger cats, but you could all get everyone's opinion, and that blends in. And sometimes we go back and forth at each other. But, that's just passion, bro, because we all have a goal in common. We want to see our team do better, but unfortunately, our team has done jack shit in the last 30 years. So as of today, let's see, we got Thursday, November the 7th at 13:24 hours. I've put out 425 players for you. Tomorrow, I'm going to have 5 more. And I'm probably going to wait another week. I'm probably going to wait maybe another week to 2 weeks before I do another 2-round, 32-team NFL mock draft. Because I want to let's get 2 more weeks down so we can kind of see where the top 10 is shaping. And everything's going to change. One injury to Sunday can change everything. So it's going to change the draft order. It'll change the trades. So that's why we're waiting on that. But tomorrow you'll get 5 more from me because we all know. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I apologize. All right. I just got a text that tonight you can be catching me talking some draft with literally one of the best channels on YouTube, the Frisco Report, which I said before, which Joe Rod and Mike. The Frisco Report tells you like it is, bro. I've been rocking with these guys for years, and when I first started checking them out, I was like, bro, you guys have real jobs, man. You can tell. Because in this genre, you can tell who has a real job, and then you can tell who wants to do this 24/7. Would you draft Travis Hunter if he is there? And would you draft Gentry in the first? Here it is, Nate. Nate Dogg, here is my opinion. First, I want to answer the Gentry question. Gentry is the running back from Boise State. As a Dallas fan myself, have we learned anything from the 2016 draft? We drafted, it was either Ezekiel Elliott or Jalen Ramsey. We drafted Ezekiel Elliott 9 years to a decade to 10 years later. Ezekiel Elliott's running like he has a shit in his pants. 9 to 10 years later, Jalen Ramsey right now is the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. So what player got teams value? A running back from Pee Wee to high school to junior college to college, then the NFL only has a certain amount of carries in them. And it is what it is, man. I would, my sons were linemen. I wouldn't want my son. I wouldn't want my kid to be a running back. In today's world, I tell him to play linebacker. Also, I think Gentry, he's 5'8", 215, and I have questions if he can pass block. I would love to see him go to the Senior Bowl, but I am a betting man, and I'll bet $10 he don't, because there's going to be linebackers that's going to run his ass over. So you listen, he's a phenomenal athlete. You can't take that away from him. But can he pass block? And whoever drafts him, you better have a big bruiser running back. So let me ask you, Nate Dogg, what's more impressive? Gentry's 20 touchdowns or Caleb Johnson from Iowa playing in the Big Ten? And he has 20 touchdowns and can pass block. Listen, man, if you're drafting at the end of round 1, I don't have a problem taking Gentry. Me personally, I wouldn't touch him in the first round as a Dallas fan, because we have no. Is he gonna play defensive tackle? No. Is he going to play offensive line? No. Is he going to play edge? No. We got corners that make business decisions. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but me personally, unless you get a guy like AP, unless you get someone crazy special, look at everyone who drafted Bijan Robinson this year, number 2 in their fantasy drafts. Look how they're feeling about him now. Yet I got criticized. I wasn't a Bijan Robinson fan at Texas, because in my world, I looked at Bijan. First of all, I don't like Big 12 skill players at all, because in the Big 12, they do not play defense. That's why if you look at over-unders on Big 12 games, it's triple digits sometimes. You see 80, 90. That's the over-unders. They don't play defense, that division. But long story short, my version, I looked at Bijan Robinson as an East-West back. I did not see him as a North-South bell cow like a Derrick Henry. We only got 2 years into him, and now he has a quarterback in Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'll talk to everyone who plays fantasy. To me, fantasy football is 30 years in the past. There's much more profitable ways and enjoyable ways to enjoy your Thursday nights or Sunday nights than playing fantasy football. You got a couple of injuries, your team is done. You got to watch the waiver wire 24 seconds. You know, it's not worth it. There's so many other better ways than fantasy football. That's my opinion. As for Travis Hunter, would I want him as a Dallas Cowboy? Absolutely not. We just gave away as a Dallas Cowboy fan, we just gave away a 4th for a bust wide receiver. Are we gonna draft a wide receiver with our first round pick? Because I view Travis Hunter as a wide receiver more than a corner in the NFL. And the days of Travis Hunter going both ways in the NFL, those days are gone. Listen, man, the longevity is not going to be there. I honestly wouldn't even play him both ways in college. Because I respect Deion a lot as a coach. And he's the best corner that's ever played. But I would like to ask Dion if he would let one of his sons play both ways in college. Because every game he plays both ways in college, that's making his NFL career shorter. Could he go number one to Carolina Panthers? Probably. He's probably the best athlete in this draft. He's going to go to the combine and go crazy. I would not want him as a Dallas Cowboy. As for Gentry in round one, absolutely not. This is a loaded, loaded, loaded running back class, and I can give you 20 dudes off the top of my head, man. And I like Gentry, I truly do. But unfortunately, he's coming out in a loaded class. He should have came out last year. He had crazy numbers last year. NFL's been devaluing running backs. What can I tell you? We all know when you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. You want to check me out? Check me out later on tonight on the Fiscal Report. We're going to be talking a little bit of draft. I have a draft channel 365 24/7, but unfortunately, we're Cowboy fans and our team ain't going nowhere but down. Over and out, everybody.